What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon Go Battle League content. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some exciting battles off of my live stream on Wednesday, the 3,000 subscriber stream, where the viewers picked my teams while I tanked because I don't want to deal with queue times, and I would rather make teams that are more relatable to most of the people who watch these videos, right? Veteran, ace, expert, those elos are actually going to matter. No one cares about what team I hit 3,300 lit with if I get that far. So that's why I tank. And what I do once a season after I hit legend is I have one day where I play all my games out, but I give my opponents the win if they are not legend yet, don't run a toxic team, and decide not to quit until the end of the game. So there are a few rules, but let's get into the battles here and we'll talk a bit more about it. Well, the battles are all chosen by my viewers. So the first team was going to be Lantern, Alolan Sandslash, and Mandibuzz. Now, I do have to stay in here because I have Alolan Sandslash in the back. I cannot safely swap in my Mandibuzz by any means. So opponent goes for a superpower and ducks out into the Lickitung, and I come in with my Mandibuzz. Now, there were 3 rules for this stream, okay? With my viewers, I said no stupid toxic teams, right? I'm not playing Grass Hole or Double Charm, any of that nonsense. I'm not playing anything with Bastion. No Carbink. I don't have Carbink really built anyway. The one I have is a crappy. I don't want to use it. And I don't like it anyway. And I'm also not going to use Lantern in weird teams, right? I'll play Lantern sometimes if it feels okay. But that was the rules, and I'm not going to build anything new unless I want to, because I have like no Stardust right now. And I will not be spending an obscene amount of charge TMs like at all. Like, if I don't have to spend a charge TM, I'm happy. I'll spend a fast TM, but I don't want to really TM anything. So we did have a lot of fun. These are about my favorite 10 or 11 battles from the stream that we hit on Wednesday. And once again, just thank you all so much for the 3,000 subscriber. That is such a huge and meaningful milestone. Even though my channel is still fairly small, it feels really awesome to be able to see the growth and love and support that all of you have really given over the last year and a half or 2 years, however long I've been doing this for. And so right here is important in this battle because we got to be able to go for 2 surfs. Opponent was energy dry, so I'm going to pop in with my Lantern. I'm just looking to get this thing low, and honestly, I don't even know how much an Ice Punch does, but I'm hoping it's going to be enough. So the opponent is going to get the counter down, and I'm going to pop in and go for immediately for this Ice Punch. Opponent was not at a charge move quite yet, so the Ice Punch is enough, and all I have to do now is with 1 shield, I can get up to 2 charge moves. A Drill Run plus an Ice Punch will be enough here. Opponent and I farming up, going up to the Drill Run, and I have enough energy for both moves, and I'm going to go for this Drill Run. Opponent is out of shields, and I can immediately go for the Ice Punch if I want to take this game, but I don't, because I'm giving out the elo, because you guys saw my legend video. I had quite a few people that top lefted. Maybe they did it on purpose, maybe they just didn't want to see my Skeleturge. But we get a really nice lead here. Pelipper double ground. This one's going to be Pelipper with a Kanto Sandslash and Quagsire in the back. I really did not know what to do with a Drifblim in the back, so probably should have come in straight away with my Sandslash, but we get the chip damage on the Drifblim here, and I'm going to farm up energy on the Pelipper. We have a really strong matchup in the lead here with the Pelipper versus the Swampert, sorry. So I do have to maintain that. I'm going to go straight for Night Slash here, looking to get either a shield off this Drifblim or take them out. I'm still going to talk about these games like I'm actually trying to win them. I mean, that's what I do. I play the games out to win the games, but then, as you're going to see, at the very end, I'm just going to throw. Because I'm telling you guys, I don't want to play leaderboards. I've already hit rank 18 in the world once on page 1 and back in like season 9, I think, and it was season 8, whatever the Poison Fang Nidoqueen season was. And then I've hit legend within the first 4 weeks of a season at least 2 or 3 times by now, so I feel like I've done enough to prove myself to myself, and so I would much rather go down and make the teams that are relevant. So we're going to go in with this Pelipper here, and I'm still going to play these games out. Pelipper is going to get the Weather Ball off. Opponent lets it go, and we get a Weather Ball against the Charizard. Now, remember this battle. This was actually against a friend of ours, Rock, Paper, Slaughter's rival team, the Brave Nerds. Caspian Pike was the opponent here, and so I don't know why he let that Weather Ball go. He didn't think it was going to do enough damage, but at this point, I'm just like, take it, man. Just try to take it, please. The problem is if I just stop tapping my screen, the game may stop responding, so I can't really do it. So I'm just at this point, I do stop tapping. I'm like, take it, dude. And he did tell me afterwards, he said, thank you. He actually hit legend after this, got a 5-0 to hit legend with that team. So really awesome, and congratulations to him. Next team, oh, dude, we tried triple dragon, and I got stream sniped, all right? Person who, shout outs to Absol Train Best, who was actually watching the stream and came in with the most ridiculous triple charm team after I decided to play triple dragon. They just came in with the most ridiculous 3 charmers they could find on their roster and cleaned my clock quite nicely. So not much I was going to be able to do here. Going for the Dragon Breaths, hoping maybe they have something doable in the back. But nope, there's a Whimsicott back there, and there's a whole lot of nothing I'm going to be able to do because it's just going to farm me down, and that's going to be it. And I didn't know I was playing them at first. I thought, I was like, dude, how is it that I come in here with Triple Dragon? I just happen to find somebody running this ridiculous triple charm team. And then afterwards, they were like, yeah, I got you. I'm like, oh, okay, at least I know who it was now. So getting into the next game, and honestly, these games get better as we go later into the evening here with the stream. I feel like there's definitely some really juicy ones in the end. So if y'all still watching, I appreciate that. But keep watching because, I mean, these are some good battles. So we got Superior, Blaziken, Dugong, 2 of the Pokemon that took me to Legend here, making a reappearance on the channel. Going for Aerial Aces. I have good coverage into Diggersby across the entire team here. So all I need to do is stay in with my Superior and really just make sure that something doesn't get aligned to the wrong thing in the back. So I really want to get alignment here if I can help it, or at least become very close to it. There's not really anything here that can safely just farm down a Medicham at this point. But I figure if I go for this Aerial Ace and I get a second shield, I could certainly use a shield to farm down, and my Blaziken has Brave Bird, and so I immediately swap in the Blaziken here. My opponent is going to go for a charge move on CMP. I go for the Blaze Kick because I don't want to have to shield a Psychic or an Ice Punch here. So I just go straight for the Blaze Kick, and the opponent is going to come in with a Pelipper, and they're feeling pretty good right about now, right? Like, I don't even know if I'm going to make it to this Brave Bird, so I go for it. My opponent chickens out, throws the energy, I shield up, and baby, you know it. You know it's coming. I'm going for this Brave Bird. And you know what? We got it ready. Kaboom Bird! Let's go. We get the Pelipper out, and all the opponent has left is a Diggersby. And so I come in with my Dugong, and I'm like, you know what? If they play it out, So I continue to go for Ice Shards. Like I said, I'll play it all the way out. If you don't concede, if you go all the way to the end, you get the win. And I'm okay with that. And I don't want people to think that I'm doing this out of pity or doing it because they don't deserve it, because everybody deserves it, right? Especially with how awful this game can treat us sometimes, right? Like, y'all know it. I know it. Y'all have seen me mauled on stream, probably. I'm just going to let the charge move go. Obviously, I don't have a choice, but I mean, I like to hope, like, I don't want people to think that I'm taking pity on them or giving them free wins, because this is just something that I do every season. Some people just, like, don't let me do it. And I'm like, that's fine. So we get, dude, oh, this is the game with Exploud, dude. Oh, yeah, I can't come in with this. This Lantern's gonna body me, dude. I can't come in with Lantern because I have a Alolan Golem. Maybe I should have come straight in with a Alolan Golem first. I was trying to catch a Thunderbolt here, but it makes sense. They just throw Surf. So, yeah, I'm just... And then I'm going to come in with an Obstagoon. I'm going to go for the Wild Charge here, just because I have absolutely not a shot in the dark here at winning this game. So I'm just gonna do what I can. All I care about is putting Exploud out there and hoping it lands the Boom Burst. So that's all I'm really gonna care about in this game. So I'm gonna load up some extra energy here and CMP the Obstagoon on the Poison Fang on the Night Slash here. Gonna hopefully take them out, and then we get to see Lantern again, because we love Lantern, everybody. Lantern is wonderful. It definitely wasn't nerfed this season. It's still everywhere. And while, yes, there's a lot of things with play into Lantern, and I think Noctowl honestly was the problem. Speaking of Noctowl, so we've got the Astonish Exploud out, and you know what? At this point, I don't care about anything else other than I hope this lands, okay? And you know what? The opponent let me have it. And at this point, I don't care what happens. I shield up. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can get to a crunch, force another shield. I know very, very well that I have more than lost this game. And I knew that I was going to lose the game as soon as I stuck Exploud in here. Maybe I should be running Bite. I don't know. But Astonish seemed like the way to go. I had it built because I was hyped about the season update. And I'm like, man, I'm going to get this Exploud out here. My opponent going for the charge move. They're going to be able to take me out here. It's a good game, and they could just have it. I definitely, like, in the games that I lost, like, I definitely just... like, I just get beat, and that's it. But whenever I had a game that I was going to win, aside from the couple of stipulations that I had set forth, oh yeah, this was a nasty game. Here we go. Trevenant into Swampert, right? Nobody respects Trevenant anymore. Opponent comes in with a Lickitung, and I respond with my mandibuzz. The viewer choice here was ABA Ghost. We were playing Trevenant, Runerigus, and Vandibuzz. So opponent has their safe swamp Lickitung. I figure maybe they have another answer in the back to the Trevenant. So switch advantage is definitely necessary here, especially because Runerigus really doesn't care much for being stuck up against a Swampert. It just completely obliterates it with those Hydro Cannons. So we are going to see Mandibuzz do everything it possibly can to maintain switch advantage here, because I need to keep my Trevenant locked onto the Swampert. Again, I'm playing these games out normally. I'm not throwing and making dumb decisions on purpose to lose games. I want to play these games out because it makes it more fun that way. Because it feels better to me when I can just top left when the opponent has 1 HP, which is probably not too far from what's going to happen. Now, I'm going to go for a Dark Pulse. Maybe it would have been better to try to go for 2 Aerial Aces. I don't know. But going to go for the one damage move, because I know that I'm at least going to get that off. And then I go for an Aerial Ace, but I don't have the energy for it. So opponent's going to throw their charge move, be able to take out my Mandibuzz. Goodbye, Mandibuzz. And then I'm going to have Trevenant. The opponent has Toxapex in the back. And at this point, I'm like, okay, this is kind of nasty, because they can hit my Runerigus with Brines. And so my opponent shields up the Shadow Ball, which makes sense. I try to catch the Sludge Wave, because they're not going to throw Brine into a Trevenant. So I go ahead and shield up the first Brine. I actually don't know how much damage this does. I know it's not like a ton, but I'm going to go for another Shield Bait here with the Sand Tomb. Figure at this point, super effective damage is still nice. And they're still stuck in here for a little bit, so let's see what we can do here. I don't want to go for the Shadow Ball either, because I don't want to KO him right away. I'm going to go for the Sand Tomb here, hoping to get that shield. Opponent, no shields, was totally fine with letting their Swampert with a shield try to win this game for them. So I'm going to go for another Sand Tomb. Opponent, no shields it again. Then they come in with the Swampert, and the Swampert is going to take out my Runerigus, because I have no need to shield. If I wanted to win this game, I absolutely could just farm down the Swampert and then throw 2 Seed Bombs or so into the... oh my goodness, into the Toxapex. There it is. I forgot what it was called for a second. And then Trevenant's going to go for the Seed Bomb, and I have a shield left, so I'm just going to keep farming, and then my opponent is going to continue to play this out. I leave them at 1 HP, and because everything stops when I stop tapping, I just go ahead and top left for my opponent there. That's a good game. Next game, we were running the Triple Bug Extraordinaire team with Galvantula, Araquanid, there it is, and Ariados in the back. This opponent having the Deoxys in the lead is a really good sign for me, but it's wondering really what's in the back and why they're not swapping out. And I find out why, because they have a Hypno in the back. Who the heck runs this stuff? I don't understand the Hypno. I really don't. And I mean, no disrespect to the trainer, but what the heck is that? So their opponent's running Hypno. They are ABA weak to Bug, which I honestly can't blame them. Nobody was expecting to see a Bug type at this point. Nobody runs most of the Bug types anymore, because other than Charge Bug, I suppose. But makes sense. They're probably trying to be strong against Medicham. I'm not really sure what the Hypno's accomplishing back there, but I assume there was a purpose for it. But unfortunately for my opponent, they also have a Wigglytuff in the... And I feel so bad for this person, because I know they're probably going to quit before I get the chance to give it to them. But I let them charm me down here, get the Bubble Beam off, and then Ariados is going to come in. I catch the move on my Galvantula. I don't know what they're throwing at me here, but they're going to go for a Psycho Boost, which nearly KOs me. I'm going to... I let this go, and I'm just going to farm all the way down with my Ariados here, because that would be the win condition I would go for normally. Going to swap, or they're going to shield. I'm going to shield. They're going to throw a Psycho Boost at me. It's still, you know, fairly chunky damage, so I am going to shield it up here. The opponent just says, I'm not doing this, man. I'm out. So well played to the opponent. I'm so sorry for that. I just wish you'd stayed in. Oh, this was a great... Yo, stick around. This game was fire. Literally. Going for the triple ape team here. Monkeys. Right? So I was safe swapping Infernape, and my opponent's not swapping out. And I'm like, why are you not swapping out? So they've got Snarl Mandibuzz, thanks to the fighting typing of Infernape. We are resisting the fast moves here, allowing me to continue for a little longer. Going for the Blast Burn here. Opponent shields the Blast Burn, and I'm like... What? Why? Why? It's mandibuzz. Why are you shielding a mandibuzz? So they go for Aerial Ace. Okay, that makes sense. I go for the next Blast Burn and we CMP tie. So at this point, I'm like, all right, I got 2 shields off of them. I'm just going to let this go and see what happens. So they let the Blast Burn go, and I'm going to let this go. All right. My opponent has invested the shield into mandibuzz. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come with my Primate because I can punch it down before they get to another move. And Primate, their best response to the Primate is a Registeel. And I'm like, oh, trainer, what could you possibly have back there that does not want to see Primate? And I figure it's probably another Steel type, maybe a Dark type, but we're about to find out. Close combat, one-shots Registeel, and they have a low and Sandslash in the back. So I no shield the move. I leave them at that HP range. Oranguru comes in, and this is going to be a tough one. I just go for a couple confusions here. I see that I can go for one more, and then I just stop. The opponent's going to go for a charge move, and because if I stop tapping, I won't know what's happening because the game doesn't respond when you're not tapping. I'm just going to top left. It does keep going for me in that case, but it's not consistent enough for me to do it. So, next game, we've got Charjabug on the lead with a Mantine and a Shadow Scizor in the back. Opponent comes up with Steelix, and I'm like, what do I do? And that's what I'm saying on stream, and I'm laughing myself silly because I have no idea genuinely what to do here, and I don't have a Charjabug built with Volt Switch, so I have to use the one that I was running Spark. Breaking Swipe. I'm just going to eat it. Come in with my Mantine because at least I've got Ice Beam, but this is definitely not what I wanted to see today. Or Wednesday, or any other day. Steelix is just... oh, it's so good, but it's so frustrating to run into. So I'm going to go for Ice Beam here. Opponent probably isn't going to shield this because they know they live it. And then Ice Beam is going to take out about half of the remaining HP. It's literally like 25%, dude. That is just nasty. So my opponent's going to go for another Breaking Swipe here at this point. Fine. And now I'm going to build up some energy. My opponent swaps into Carbink, and I think I see the light. Everybody, do you know? You know? Yes. I brought it for one game, and I'm like, please let me put this Scizor on a Carbink. And I go for Night Slash. I should have just gone for Trailblaze. That would have been the right answer, right? You just go for the Trailblaze. That's the correct answer. Opponent's not going to shield this, but I was hoping for a boost. I wanted to just start ripping through, but I should have gone for the Trailblaze for the guaranteed attack boost. Gonna have to shield up the little Binky, Stinky Binky over here, but I'm gonna get the farm down, and the opponent still has their Scizor, or their Superior and their Steelix, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw the Night Slash into the Scizor. Opponent not really going to appreciate doing double resistant damage, so I'm going to keep going for the bullet punches and the Night Slash here. I have no idea how this is going to go. I already know that I'm not planning on winning this game, but I was really wishing I could get at least one boost, you know? You run Shadow Scizor and you just kind of hope you get a boost at some point, but you just don't. So it's sad. So I'm going to go for the Aerial Ace here, and then if I can get the last shield off the opponent, Charjabug has a chance to win this game. But unfortunately, I was getting greedy. I wanted to go for a farm down here to see if I could get it, and I couldn't. And because I have no shields left, my opponent is going to be able to get to a Frenzy Plant or an Aerial Ace here and KO my Charjabug. Just about. I'm not going to be able to get to another move in time, and that's okay. They can just take it. They get to a charge move before I get to the farm down. They still have a shield. I can't throw a charge move, so that's going to be a good game. Well played to the opponent there, but the Shadow Scizor on the Carbink was the highlight for sure. All right, Greninja. Oh, this game. Yep. Oh, they have Bastiodon, and as soon as they swap into that, oh, and this was Greninja double poison. I have double Shadow Muck, and I have Grimer in the back because of when I was playing single type Cup. So I swap in my Muck, and I'm gonna destroy this the soul of this Victory Bell. But I need Switch here. I cannot let my Switch go away from me here. So my opponent's going to come back in with the Bastiodon, and I'm like, all right, there's either a Medicham or this person's running double grass. And if they're running double grass, I'm going to destroy them. That's just how this goes. So I go for the Dark Pulse to do some chip damage on the Bastion. I'm going to look to go for another charge move if I can get to it. I'm only getting to the Acid Spray here, unfortunately, so I'm going to go for that and then come back in with my Greninja. And honestly, I'm fine with taking a move on the Greninja here because they have such a low attack on the Bastiodon. It can pretty comfortably take a Stone Edge here if I need it to. And then the opponent does the worst thing they could possibly have done. They go into a Tropius, and I have Mud Bomb on my Grimer, so it's a good thing I didn't bring it in against the Victory Bell earlier, because I know that it's 9 Razor Leafs to the Leaf Blade. The opponent went for Aerial Ace, which is slightly more energy. They're going to need at least 9 more Razor Leafs to KO, and they're not going to get them. So I've got Mud Bombs for days to throw into this Bastiodon. They have 2 shields. How much damage does one Mud Bomb do? Let's find out. Does plenty. Opponent having 2 shields. I have 2 mud bombs just about ready to go. And then Greninja has a hydro cannon loaded. So this is a good game. And the opponent knows it. And you weren't going to get a top left from me anyway. Shame on you, trainer, for running that line. All right. Anyway, getting into the next game here. We've got Greninja against a Swampert. We were running the Triple Frog team with Venusaur and Toxicroak. I can't really swap out here, unfortunately, because I have a Toxicroak, which does not do super great into Swampert. So I'm going to go for Night Slash here. I was kind of hoping to get that, that first off the rip boost, but unfortunately, not going to get it. Opponent going to go for the Hydro Cannon bait as they normally would, get the free shield, right? But they go immediately for another Hydro Cannon, and so now I know that I can just let this go, and then the opponent is going to have to deal with a lot of energy on the Swampert. If they're going to get rid of the Swampert here, it's fine with me. I'm totally okay with that. They let it go, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever's in the back is definitely not weak to Greninja, and they come in with a Charizard and I swap out. But I'm able to get to the Sludge Bomb. The opponent gets a little greedy with the energy and decides not to throw anything. So I'm going to get the Sludge Bomb, and the opponent lets it go. And at this point, I wonder if they're triple weak in the back to Greninja, because they decided to come in with a Shadow Charizard against my Greninja. Now, I sneaked the Water Shuriken through, thankfully, rather than getting boned by the Denial Lag. And then the opponent has a Registeel in the back, and I'm just like, what am I going to do about this? What do I do here? So I'm going to go for some moves on the Greninja. I need to get the damage off, right? So I'm going to go for Night Slash. I can get to 2 Night Slashes here. I'm very, very carefully counting this Registeel's lock-ons, mind you. I know that they're going to get 1 lock-on for every turn of my fast move, plus 1 whenever I go for a charge move. So I swapped in to the Venusaur at the last possible moment to soak that energy, and 2 Zap Cannons is barely going to be enough to KO me here. I get the attack drop, which is really unfortunate, but I do resist all the energy off of this Registeel, and I figure if they KO me with the Zap Cannon, then they're going to have to go for a whole nother charge move. So Zap Cannon doesn't quite do enough, and I'm going to be able to get this Registeel at the last second down into Frenzy Plant range. Again, I'm counting these lock-ons, trying to make sure I know where the energy's at, and so all I can do at this point, go for the Hydro Cannon. If I'm going to win this game, I realize that I actually get to it, so I'm just no charging it because I know it's not going to KO. The opponent will get to a charge move here, and they're going to be able to KO, but it was actually a CMP. Registeel hits me with the CMP, and at this point, I'm good. They have successfully taken me out, and you know what? An honorary to clap my own Greninja, and that is going to be a good game. I think I won all of about 3 games out of 30. I went 3-27, and I dropped down about 300 elo, but now I'm ready to get back into the content game here after I've pushed Legend and everything, and I'm ready to hopefully get back in the saddle of getting teams ready that are much more, relevant to where you guys are all at. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way, right? I know that there's all walks of trainers who watch this content. You could be a leaderboard player, you could be someone who has never hit ace yet, and I'm hoping to help as many people as possible with my team content. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for being a part of this channel. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, please do so, because trust me, there is much, much more on the horizon for us here. And also come catch the streams Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I might even start streaming on Saturdays. Keep your eyes on the video and the little adverts below for an update to that, because I'd like to start including a European friendly stream on my channel on the weekends. So thank you all so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye-bye.